Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm still working on Pooh Bear. He's a 15 by 20, it's a square. And I'll get back to my crafting story here and let's go for it. So like I was saying, my eyes, when you change, as you grow older, your eyes change into different, they just change. Things change when you get older. I don't know if it's the same for men, but for women, it does. And that's just, you know, it's just life. And you have to accept it and roll with it because, quite frankly, there's nothing else you can do about it. So, you know. And I think I need a little more wax. Let's see if I got it right here. So my eyes have changed, and I was frustrated because I couldn't do what I wanted to do. And like I said, I'm extremely stubborn when it comes to I want to do what I want to do, not what you want me to do or what my body says it can do. Which has pretty much kept me in good stead my whole life, except for a few minor things, but anyway. As far as my back goes, yeah, I overdo it at work all the time, and yeah, because I want to do what I want to do, not what my back wants me to do, so yeah. Anyway, so when I was little, we would go over to my grandma's house, my mom's mom. And her and my grandpa, if you had a storybook picture of a grandma, she was like 5'1", white hair, blue eyes, little glasses on her nose, and she baked, she grew flowers, she was just, she was sweet, she didn't drive, she was, you know, she did like, she knitted, she crocheted. She was like the world's most perfect grandma. And my grandpa was just, he was awesome. He was bald. He was kind of round. They were both just sweet. If you had a storybook picture of what grandparents were, this was my grandparents. So yeah, I was very, very blessed. And they loved us dearly, and they put up a lot of our malarkey, which I don't do with my own grandchildren, so I probably should take a lesson from them on how to be a better grandparent. But anyway, so when we were over at my grandma's house, we were spending the weekend. I don't know where my mom and dad were, probably trying to take a break from small children. My grandma decided that she would teach us in the couple days that we were there how to knit, how to crochet, and how to embroider. I was 8. My sister was 6. My grandma must be the epitome of patience because I don't think we got anything accomplished. I do remember her telling me how to hold knitting needles, and they were they felt really awkward, like I was holding giant sticks. And I do remember her explaining the difference between knit one and purl one. I don't really remember the crochet lesson at all, which is sad, and I barely remember embroidery, so I don't know. I think she might have given up. I don't know. Why aren't you laying down? Don't you hate when that happens? And see, if I was smart, I would go get my tweezers. But no, I'd rather just mess with it. I heard somebody say you shouldn't be pushing drills around with your drill pen because it bends the brass because it's cheap. Oh well. I'm not going to worry about it. So anyway, so back to that. So in the back of my head, I always thought that I would like to learn how to crochet. I remember knitting. I didn't enjoy knitting, But for some reason, I had it in my head that crochet was easier and that I would enjoy it more. So, me being me, I went to the library and I checked out a book called Crochet for Dummies. I must be dumb because I'm not that kind of learner. I need somebody to sit down and show me. That's why I love YouTube, but we'll get to that. So I was exceptionally frustrated, and I'm trying to figure this stuff out. And I had a guy, a cook I worked with, his wife had passed away, and he knew that I liked to do crafts a long time ago, and he had given me a box of stuff. And in the box was some crochet hooks, so, I had those, so I thought, I'm not going to invest in this if I can't figure it out. So I had these crochet hooks. They were aluminum. And so I was trying to figure it out, chain, single crochet. And it just was not clicking with me in the book. It was not coming together. So I was at work, and I don't know what I was doing. I was probably rolling silverware and grousing, because I do that a lot about my husband, my kids, whatever. And so the girl next to me said, have you ever tried YouTube? And of course I've heard of YouTube, but, at the time I was like, the only thing I think I watched on YouTube was like old music videos from the 80s. I'd be like, oh, okay. And the other thing is, Greg and I live out in the sticks, and we don't have internet. There's no internet out here. The only way we have TV is through the satellite, and the only way I have internet is through my phone. I know. We've lived here 6 years, and it has yet to change, so it's crazy. I don't know if we're in a dead zone or they don't care about people who live in the country. In downtown, or not downtown, in San Antonio, they have like that really high-speed internet. I can't even get the dial-up out here. That's how bad it is. They don't care about us. I need a drink of coffee. So I only had limited amount of, oh shoot, here we go again. I only had limited amount of internet data on my phone, because I was cheap. I still am cheap, but so I could only watch, I'm gonna say, a good 2 hours of YouTube per month, because I didn't have unlimited data. I only had a small amount. I think Greg and I at the time were splitting a plan, and we were only given X amount. Anyway, so I went on YouTube, and I typed in crochet, and I found a couple people that I really, really liked. And number one, there's a lady, if you're interested, her channel name is Bob Wilson 123. Now her name is not Bob, but I think Bob was her dog. But she's from Australia, and the good thing about YouTube, if you're trying to learn something, is that there's a thing on your YouTube. It's called stop, pause, and fast forward, and rewind. And that's what I did. I would watch her, I would pause, I would catch up with her. I mean, she was going slow to begin with, and lo and behold, it started to click. And I have decided that in my life, that if I want to learn something, I need to watch somebody do it. I'm a visual learner and not a book learner, which, would have been really helpful in college and high school, I'm just saying. God, I wish I could get rid of this bronchitis. So I'm not saying cross stitch went out the window, but let me tell you, when I learn how to do something and I like it, I get obsessed. And I became obsessed with crochet. And I went absolutely crazy. I mean, I made cat sweaters, I made baby dresses, I made blankets of all sorts, I made mug holders, I made purses, flowers, amigurumi. If anybody's interested, I'll put my email down in the suggestion, not the suggestion box, the comment box, and y'all can email me and I'll tell you who my favorites are and why. If you want to learn how to do anything cross stitch, here we are, crochet related, because there are some absolutely awesome, talented people out there that are just, you know, they are just crazy good. And like I said, there's a rewind button, there's a stop button, there's a pause button. So if you get lost, make sure you take a gander at those buttons, because they will help you very much. But anyway, so the fact of the matter is that I didn't have very much internet. And strangely enough, this worked to my advantage, because I would write down what these people were saying. Well, some of them, you know, you could buy their patterns on Etsy, or if you go to their website, you could download it for free. But I just started, I got a notebook from Walmart, and I just started writing down patterns, like, because once you learn how to do like a basic, let's say you want to make a slouchy hat for anybody. Once you learn the basics of how to do a circle and then start making it go in, you can go from there and figure out anything. So I have granddaughters, so I made them all sorts of cute hats, like Hello Kitty. I think I made was it Rosemary? I made her a frog hat. It was hilarious. It was a green hat, and it had the big eyes on top. It was so funny. I made it like bright lime Kermit green. She was so cute in it. And I made purses, and I made bags. And then I got into amigurumi, and I made all sorts of little stuffed toys for them to play with. And those are fun too, because there's actually, when you learn the basic shapes, once you get a circle, an oval, and stuff down under your belt, you can pretty much make whatever you want. And so then I had brought, I think I brought the Hello Kitty hat to work, and I had showed it to some people. I said, look what I made my granddaughter, and they're like, that's so cute, will you make one for me? And I'm like, oh, okay. And so at the time I was like, well, just buy me the yarn and I'll do it for you. I ended up making 15 Hello Kitty hats, and I ended up selling them between $15 and $20 a piece. And that's how I ended up having a small business called 3 Black Cats Crochet. And I had at the time 3 black cats. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So I was making these hats, and I got so sick of making Hello Kitty hats that it was ridiculous. And then the cutest one I made was a raccoon with the tail hanging out the back, and the raccoon face on the front. Oh, he was so cute. Who did I gave it to? Who did I give that to? I think one of my cousin's kids. Anyway, I did a fox too, because the fox and the raccoon were basically the same thing, you just changed the colors. Tracy that I watch on Tracy's DP and Craft, she does a thing called Tunisian crochet, and I have not tried that. I watched some tutorials on it, and I probably could do it. I don't know. It looks interesting, and I love how she does it, but I've now launched into this weird diamond painting kit. I don't know what that's about, but diamond painting appeals to me because it's like cross-stitch, crossword puzzles, not crossword puzzles, like jigsaw puzzles put together. There's a collecting aspect, there's a color aspect, there's an art aspect, there's a friendship aspect, because of the people you meet on YouTube. The collecting aspect appeals to me because what girl doesn't like to shop and get a good deal? I love that. I love that when I like look on AliExpress and I get a good deal. I'm like, woo! It's like a thrill. I got this for so much and so paid that much for it. Woo! I rock! You know, I'm dumb. I know. Little things make me happy. Get in there, buddy. So yeah, so that's how I ended up crocheting, and I crocheted a lot. And then my mom, I went up to Michigan for about 6 months because my mom was really sick. She was on hospice care, and so my sisters and I took care of her till she passed away. And she had left me a small inheritance, and I decided, I was just so broken after she died because I couldn't believe my mom was gone. And I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to leave the house. I was really depressed. And so I told Greg, I said, Greg's like, well, what are we going to do with the money? Invest it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a year off of work and just be. I'm going to try and heal myself because I am majorly depressed. It was the best and the worst thing that had ever happened to me because I loved her so much that it was a blessing for me to be able to be with her on this last journey of her life. But it was also horrible. I mean, it was, lay down, please. You don't want to sit there? Okay. God bless it, America. Get in. Okay. So it was a blessing and a curse. I mean, there's things I can't get out of my head I wish I could forget, but I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Kind of like childbirth. But yeah, so I took a year off, and I got a better phone plan, and I got unlimited data. And I kind of got, not burned out on crochet, but I had done so much of it when my mom was sick, you know, sitting by her, and that sometimes it reminded me of when she was sick, when I was doing it. And it doesn't now, but at the time I was just like, I need to do something different. So I started watching a couple of people on YouTube that were just regular crafters, and I ended up getting into a group of paper crafters. And I can do paper crafts. I've seen good paper craft. I'm just not that great at it. I mean, I can do it. I have all the stuff to do it. I made a couple junk journals. I made my own stamped cards. I messed around with different aspects of the paper crafting community. And those ladies, let me tell you, are just some of the nicest people I would make junk, and they would be like, they would always find something nice to say to me. Am I in frame? No. And so I was, but I never felt like what I was doing was good enough. Never, 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 never. And I had my own channel, and I was involved in a lot of groups, and I did a lot of swaps, and I knew a million talented people. But I just was like, I always felt like I was playing catch up. Like my stuff, their stuff was amazing, and mine was, so-so. So I was watching a lady, and her name is Tracy Beachbum. And she did all sorts of crafts. She did junk journals and stamping and all sorts of stuff. And I'll link her below if you're interested. You should go check her out. She does some really cool stuff. She does all sorts of crafts. I mean, multi-talented, lovely lady. And she said, look what I bought off AliExpress. And it was a diamond painting, and it was lilacs. Now, I like lilacs a lot. My mom had lilacs growing behind the house, and they always reminded me of spring, and, I love it. Love lilacs. So I was intrigued, first of all, by the picture. And then she started doing it on camera, and she started saying something about DMC numbers, and I'm like, what? Because to me, DMC numbers is for cross-stitch. It's not for, I'm thinking, is DMC suddenly into beading now, or what's going on? I knew that they had branched out into several different directions in their company, doing different things. I knew they carried their own kind of crochet thread and stuff. And it ends up that it was not that the people that were making diamond paintings were using the DMC colors to number their beads, because I think, and I'm sure it is, that they took old cross-stitch patterns from the 70s, 80s, and 90s and converted them to diamond painting and said, bam, because that would make sense, because then they wouldn't have to do it themselves. They could just take these cross-stitch charts and stick them on a sticky canvas, and there you go. You got a diamond painting. Whoops, why am I doing that? Because now I just moved it out of place. What time are we at? I had to watch his phone. She may shut off. She gets hot. So anyway, I was intrigued by what Gracie was doing. So I left a comment. I'm like, that's really cool, Grace. I like that. She's like, thanks. It wasn't that expensive. You should try it. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I need another craft in my life, like I need a hole in my head. And she's like, just, get a partial. And I'm like, what the heck's a partial? And she said to me, well, a partial is, most of the picture is printed on the canvas, but the rest of it is, you just accent with diamonds. And I said, okay, all right. I'll take a look. I'm probably not going to get into it at, I don't think I want to do that. But, Grace, she's just like, just check it out. Just check it out. Little instigator that she is. So, I went on AliExpress, or was it eBay? I think I went on eBay. And I found this black cat and a fairy, and I love my fairies. And I have black cats, so I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. So I got it, and I went on vacation, and I came home, and I had totally forgot about it. And there it is at my house when I get home. And I rip it open, I'm like, okay, The only problem was is that I had problems seeing once again, because, So back with the Dollar Tree glasses I go, and I still couldn't see it very well. So I started typing in to YouTube, because it's my go-to on if I can't figure out how to do something. diamond painting, and lo and behold, Diamond Painting by Donnie comes up. And I started watching her, and she was using a light pad, and I'm like, well, because this is how my brain works, I don't have a light pad. What I do have is a tablet with no access to the internet, and why can't I turn it on and, you know, slap this diamond painting on it and have the light shine through it, and voila, there I got a light pad. And so that's what I did, and I did that. I actually did that for about 6 months. I used my tablet, and it worked out pretty good. The only thing that's irritating is that it would time out, so you have to keep, you know, turning it back on. But yeah, I liked it. It was fine. If you if you don't want to invest a lot into diamond painting and you don't feel like buying a light pad and you just want to try it, slap a tablet under it. It works just fine. So in the meantime, I finished that cat, and I was like, that was fun. I want to do this again. So I bought a couple more, and then a couple more, and then a couple more. And I started showing it on my channel to my papercraft friends, and they were like, oh, that's nice. I mean, they were really, really polite about it, but I could tell right off the bat that everybody was like, okay, when is she going to stop doing this and get back to Mod Podging things and making cards? And I'm like, I was hooked. I was hooked. It had, like I said, it had the cross-stitch aspect that was really familiar to what I did. And so I gradually fell away from the paper crafting community. Now I still have a lot of really great friends that do it, but I have not paper crafted anything since, I'm going to say, September of 2018. I haven't done nothing. Nada. Which my husband probably is pissed because there's like a whole bunch of scrapbooking paper and glue and scissors and all sorts of stuff back there that I'm totally not using, that I probably should send to my friend Polly, but I haven't. Totally given up on the idea. But anyway, so that's how I ended up with Diamond Painting by Lisa B, because even though I had this other channel, my subscribers were not interested in seeing diamond painting. I mean, they were polite because they're nice ladies, but they were just, you know, they're like, what's going on with you? You know, and I was like, I don't want to make cards anymore. I don't want to do stamping anymore. I don't want to do adult coloring anymore. Oops. I want to diamond paint. And so that's how Lisa B came along. And it's so bad that this girl at work wants me to crochet her a baby blanket, and I still haven't finished it. I'm like, hook, line, and sinker diamond painter. Seriously. So, yeah. And I hope that it lasts, because let me just tell you, people, I probably have at least 35 canvases back there. Probably more. And I want to order more. I know. I know you guys understand. So I can say that. I'm going on 30 minutes. It's actually at 28:56, 57, 58. And I probably should quit for now because my phone might overheat. I want to thank you so much for watching and spending part of your day with me. Enjoy whatever you're doing today, whether you're cross-stitching, crocheting, or diamond painting, or paper crafting, or just chilling out. Have a great day. Thanks.